Yeah? Yeah? Let's make sure sound's coming through. You're going to be able to hear in 2 seconds anyway. I'd say we're good. Alrighty. Hello, friends. Welcome on into tonight's fun old streamo. I hear myself like 3 times, but you know, it's fine. Let's see. We are here. We are going to do some more Slay the Princess, which we haven't done since the first time we played. Actually. And I have good old Sora Dit with me here helping making decisions in this playthrough. I was saying you're the one helping make decisions.
Maybe.
No, you are. So, let's see. No. Okay, so I haven't played since March. Alrighty. We are going to get into this and you're going to get off your phone.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alrighty. So, we're going to do a fun little switch up. Because I have played this, we're going to have Sora make every decision. So I'm going to pass the controller to you, and I will be doing commentary. This is where it gets interesting, chat. You wanna go get another chair?
There is no second chair.
Sit. If I have to, I can sit on the floor.
Yes.
Does that make it easier for you?
Before you get it.
I'll sit on the floor if that makes it easier for you.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
Tell me, Sora, how much did you pay attention when I was playing it? Fair enough.
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there. While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous, and before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to
There
go
is the
into
auto
everywhere.
option that is on. You can
Unless,
turn that
of
off if you
course,
want.
You do your job and slay her. Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider it?
Did you just really say? Have you thought maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Did you really just say that?
People, but surely you're not one of those.
Did you really just say that?
Guess I did.
Oh my god. such a you answer.
You make your way up
Revolution!
the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Hey, Sora, it's your
He
inner
doesn't know what he's
monologue.
talking about.
No, that's not your inner monologue?
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your
I also
implement.
want you guys to know,
You'll need
chat,
it
I'm
if
not
you want
telling
to do
him
this
anything
right.
to make a decision on. Everything is his own man
You take
decisions.
the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
What's going through your head right now?
Why are we slaying this princess?
Fair enough.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
How do you feel about that voice there, babe?
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
It's going to be interesting to see what he decides to make for decisions, chat.
That isn't a good idea. Just drop the knife, and maybe the two of us can talk things out.
She's right, we shouldn't. We should just drop the blade. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
It's very becoming of Sora.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your
No
grip on the
comment.
blade.
Wow.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Damn, babe, you're being cold. Yeah?
unfortunately clouds your
Just
thoughts as you
being
attempt to run her through.
straight on about it, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurt! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit.
We can still turn this around.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either.
Excuse me?
Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark.
Everything goes dark.
And you die.
And you die.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that
I
cabin
just killed her.
is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
So, what's going through your brain right now?
It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning. That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
What you thinking?
But I killed her, and I died.
You killed her and you died. Yes, this
Those
is
are two
true.
very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
We did our best with the information we were given. And we did kill her.
And yet you still died, didn't you? So congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right.
He's just as
And I believe
sarcastic
your
as
other
you.
question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point
How
of
does
doing
that make you
anything?
feel?
If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
The look I am getting, chat.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We killed the princess killed us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, That begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left? Ugh, enough with the talking. We've got a fight to win. Nothing else matters. I couldn't agree more. The cabin and your destined confrontation with the princess awaits.
Turn around and leave.
We can't just leave.
Yeah?
We're supposed to fight her. Where are you going? Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
You just turn around and leave, babe. Okay.
There won't be a new dawn if the world ends. There'll just be nothing
Okay.
forever. Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. Convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all. You're really keen on wasting everyone's time. It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your
Okay.
job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
You're having fun.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. But everything is getting fuzzy.
Oh, yay.
What's going on? Where are we?
I told you we shouldn't have come here. I told you. But did you listen? No.
Yeah, Sage. But Sora is playing it for the first time. Sage is in here.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't,
Feeling a sense of
it will
deja
be
vu
the
yet?
end of the world. Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Yeah, fuck this game. This game is great. I love this game.
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
I was gonna say, if it makes it better before you click on anything, you can go over to that corner and you can turn off the auto option. So now that will, if you want it.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you
The
from
fact that
slaying
he
her.
already knows the lines,
Don't
chat.
believe a word she says.
We're not going to go through
Yeah?
with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
So I may or may not have killed a cleric in the game. Oh, Jesus, Sage.
Why would you kill a cleric?
Yeah, why would
The
you
interior
kill a
of the
cleric?
cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement.
Because he
You'll
was a
need it
hermit
if
who
you want to do
refused to
this
help me.
right.
Okay. So I was like, okay, die.
And so
Oh,
he had
You
to
take the
die?
blade from the table.
that's, yeah.
It'd be rather
apparently.
difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here,
You think he talks a
slaying her
lot?
is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've
Just
had
go,
any visitors.
hi!
Come on down.
Did you really just go, hi?
You
Oh
walk
my
down the
God.
stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can
Islands,
do.
if you haven't yet, please go
She's
check
unarmed.
out Sage
If you
Hinata.
hesitate now, it'll be
Plays
too
a
late.
bunch of insanely
End
fun
this.
games. And one of my good friends. Please go get to know Sage.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation.
Damn!
You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over? It's over. Don't get all worked up.
We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse?
Yeah?
I really don't think you should do that.
And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that. You lean down and wrap your hand around the blade's hilt. But as you begin to slide it out of its resting place, you feel a sharp and sudden jab in your side. What was that?
I'm sorry. What?
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
Let's get out of here. It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs.
Where did she get a blade? She was unarmed!
She falls with you, exhausted by the effort. The little life that was left in her eyes.
Please go check out the YouTube. This will be out on the YouTube.
Eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now. See you around.
You were so close.
This video will be on the YouTube. Please go check out the YouTube.
It doesn't matter.
Like and subscribe.
At least you managed to take her with you. For whatever that's worth. Everything goes dark. And you die.
And you die.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here.
I can see your face.
If you don't,
You're like, why are you making me play this game? Can I have my, what's it called over there?
You didn't slay her, and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. You said this whole thing would be easy. After we sank our blade into her heart, she just got up and started stabbing us.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
Let's go kill
A
her
warning
again.
before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
He couldn't be more on the money. But we're really doing this, aren't we? I'd say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you.
We know what to look out for this time.
I feel like you relate with this voice of the cheated.
Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
Yeah, because I was fucking cheated. He was unarmed and she suddenly stabs me?
Yep.
The interior of the cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, and splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your
Notice how the
implement.
cabin looks
You'll need
different
it if
this
you want to
time.
do this right.
How does that make you feel?
That's weird.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
Can you two stop arguing? It's stressful enough in here without all of this extra noise.
As do I. I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done. You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. It feels a bit better to have a weapon in our hands. Let's make her hurt for what she's done to us. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago. Now it's gone. Yet another thing in here playing tricks on us. I hate this place.
Yeah, you hate this place? Do you hate me for making you play this game right now?
I have questions.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. That's right, scraping. I told you she has something, I told you. That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head. Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
There is something so wrong with that voice. Yeah, she thinks she's better than us, like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room. I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down. If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed, after all.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
The princess falls silent, her smile unwavering as you charge across the room. Okay, she hasn't pulled out a knife yet, and her hands are still behind her back. I think we can do this.
Just straight to it, huh?
We just have to strike now, but make sure you keep your eyes on those hands. I don't trust her for a second. But your focus is broken by the horrible sound of metal slicing through meat. Whose meat? Not ours, right? Hers, at first. Then yours.
Motherfucker.
You stare down at your chest and at the long, thin blade she impaled you with. And then the red, angry slit along the flesh of her thigh, where the blade had been nestled just a moment ago. It's still lodged in her leg, emerging from her knee, hinging up and out of her body like some extra metallic limb. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
You're going to be
With a twist of her knee and a painful squelch, she does just that. Everything goes dark,
Everything goes dark,
and you die.
and you die.
The alarm is raised, huh?
Your on a path in the woods.
No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin.
What? The interior of the cabin is sharp, a constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do? I feel dizzy.
Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now?
The circle's getting smaller and smaller. Running isn't an option anymore. We have to fight.
Good. It's better that way. Without a fight, no one can win. And if no one can win, then nothing has any meaning.
Great, so obviously you've already been
Can you-
here. How many times?
You move your foot. My feet's asleep.
This is our third? No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realize that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right?
That can't be right. That's too much responsibility.
Nah, impossibly high stakes make the fight so much better.
Let's just stay focused, shall we? The only furniture of note is a bent metal table, a pristine blade perched.
We take it.
Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Hey, I like the
This
voice.
feels right. We just have to keep our senses sharp.
That's right. We've got to be able to win eventually.
Because he's just as sarcastic as you.
We will win eventually. Hell, we might even win now.
That's a fighting spirit I like to see. You could all learn a thing or two from this one. I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there?
You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right?
But there isn't a door. It's just that mirror again.
There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore. I can feel the air coming up from behind it, stinking of iron and steel. He might be right. Could be a trick. If our other senses can't feel it, then we can't trust it.
If it's in our way, let's just break it and move on.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it.
Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess.
You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open.
And the mirror's gone.
Any theories on that mirror yet?
It was never there. Just an illusion.
Let's just get to the princess already. I didn't care about the mirror before, and I care about it even less now.
Guess it's time for us to see her again.
Just stay focused and you'll be fine. You step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom.
Your body tumbles onto the basement floor and the form of the princess comes into view, standing at a distance. She gives you a wry smile.
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore. But don't worry about how bad you did last time. That's part of the fun.
She's got another thing coming if she thinks we're going down easy again.
Pride makes us dead. The only thing that matters is survival.
Actually, does survival matter? We've died twice and nothing bad has come of it. We just need to find a way to win once.
Nothing bad has come of it yet.
Plenty bad has come of it. You've left at least one entire world to ruin. The people there mattered.
The past isn't real. There's only here and now. Your internal bickering is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades, glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain clatters to the floor. She's loose, and she is coming for you.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Shit. She's coming for us and I'm out of ideas. Now, I've tolerated quite a bit from you, but this is a bridge too far. Please don't try romancing the princess. She wants to kill you. She's going to end the world if you don't stop her. Yeah, do we have to flirt with the murderous monster? I'd rather not.
I'm into it.
I can't say that. If it weren't for all the cheating, I'd say she's pretty cute.
Can we flirt by fighting her, though?
A rosy blush flushes in the princess's cheeks, and a wide grin cuts across her face.
Oh, is that how it is? Yeah, okay, I feel that. I like you too.
Oh, be damned.
Are you
This is
flirting with her?
work, isn't it?
Yep.
Why mess around with appetizers when the main course is right here?
Or not?
Oh, I like her. I like her a lot.
Blush still glowing in her cheeks, the princess closes the distance between you, blades flashing. She skewers you. Ow.
Well, I tried.
What worthwhile
tried
romance
flirting with
doesn't
her.
hurt at least a little bit. What matters is that she likes us. She's even said as much. Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die? You're on a... No, you're in a... Where the hell are you?
I don't like that we died without us knowing it. This really, really blurs some lines that I prefer not to be blurred. Are we still dead? Are we alive again? How are we even supposed to know the difference?
Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here?
This is 4.
No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances. Okay, whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her.
We don't need any other voices chattering about in here. It'll just confuse us. All we need is to keep fighting.
Yeah, I'll pass on that. As long as we keep moving.
We'll win her heart eventually.
Come on, show me something new.
Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that. I'm sure she'll listen to reason. She skewers you. Well, there's more than you skewer yourself.
I thought we both understood that dying doesn't get you anywhere.
That didn't do much of anything. We're tougher than I thought.
What's the point? It's all the same.
She skewers you.
Oh, don't give up on me just yet. You gotta keep going.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up.
Okay, let's go again.
Just panic. Flee. She skewers.
She skewers you.
No, you don't get to escape. That's not how this works.
See? We're getting better.
Okay, yeah. That was a good one.
She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels. She skewers you.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
We're getting close to something, can't you feel it? One last time.
You're right. One last time, that's all we need.
None of this is working. Think. Think.
She skewers you. And then everything goes dark, and you die.
And you die.
Your Honor, don't lose your head. We're in a cabin, and we'll take it from here. Everything feels like it finally fits, doesn't it? We're up here, which is different, and different is good. And our steel claw is already in our hand.
Oh, what if?
Throw it out the window.
Over my dead body.
That won't be very hard.
How do you feel?
I've died a lot. But I can't say I mind anymore.
Besides, what better way to die so very many times?
What do you feel about all
than
these
the sharp
voices?
hands of a beautiful woman. I'm sure I can think of a better way to die.
Yeah.
You
They're all
liking
the
it so
same,
far, though?
really. How about we stop thinking about horrible
That's what we
ways
get
to
from
die?
a psychological horror game.
Simply manifest anything.
This is a psychological
The only
horror.
thing we're gonna manifest is finally ending up on top. There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them.
Yeah, leave it to the pros. We'll notch up that win in no
I
time.
had a feeling you would.
Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover.
Yeah?
Me, you walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only it's more of a slide. We know. Fine, I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along. You don't want me to describe the stairs, or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly a part of this. Don't care, just want to win.
Okay, just walk away.
Fine, you make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it?
Not really,
I'm
no.
not going to wait
No?
for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it, though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
Do-do-do.
Nice down. Nice down.
Are you going to say what she does? Do you want me to
Oh,
talk now?
do you want me to talk now?
Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing. Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing. Really? Okay then.
Here we go. Now.
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of
that
raw meat as it
sounds great.
stretches and tears. And then it erupts. She becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
Are you
Well,
ready
shit.
for what comes next?
Holy shit!
Yep, I am.
She's
You ready?
gorgeous.
Absolutely divine.
Yes, behold the perfect woman. Do you think we can throw her out the window? That looked painful. How is she still alive? Heart's still beating, that's all she needs. This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. She doesn't even have a back anymore. How are we supposed to stab her in it?
This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing.
We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it.
This is all just a
What just happened? It's so quiet.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once. You're incredible. Something returns to the long quiet. It has surrendered its path of annihilation and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
You got the same one I did the first time. Look at you.
Vague recollections, empty tunnels without a mouth. I am sorry if I frightened you. I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you? Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more. I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks. Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. This one is a single-minded edge. She is cruelty, but she is also joy. She will make for a piercing heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
What you thinking right now?
in the world have ended if we are talking?
What do you think?
You are the only thing I have ever known.
What you thinking?
The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us. I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free. I know only that they are. She is part of me, and part of me is her. You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends? Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom. I have not lived. I am not afraid to die. Everything, until we meet again. More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home. Then we will be here forever, as we are now, unfinished, dry, hollow. You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
Hello, Panda. Welcome on in. Thank you for the caffeinate, the hydrate, the posture check, and the stretch.
Something sprawling and unilluminated. If you need time, then I'll wait with you. You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you leave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer
My foot's asleep.
its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Continue. How do you feel about that?
Forever. I never left your side. She asks that I tell you to remember her.
You won't.
You won't.
Everything goes dark and you die. Chapter 1.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path
So does this
is a
just
cabin.
endlessly restart?
And in the basement of that cabin,
No, there is eventually
is
an
a
end.
princess. You're here to slay her.
There
If you
eventually is
don't,
an end.
it will be the end of
You have
the
to bring her
world.
multiple vessels, though. How was that cherry Pepsi, by the way?
It was good.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
You can talk with chat for a bit while I go get the water, because I forgot to fill it.
You make
We'll
your
be
way
right back,
up
chat.
towards
At least I will.
the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Hello, chat.
Before you
Welcome
go any
to
further,
the Sora stream.
she will lie,
We have totally
she will
taken
cheat,
over.
and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slave.
We've taken over Val's channel. It's now Sora's channel.
Ignore him. He doesn't
Just
know what
under
he's
the
talking
name
about.
Mystic Val. Sora's takeover. Woot woot. Yes, yes. This is a hostile takeover. We're just gonna go in. We're gonna talk to the princess. We're not gonna slay her this time.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a
Because I
fine
want to
layer
see
of
what
frost.
happens if I do the exact
The only furniture
opposite.
of note is a plain wooden table. Perched
Because
on
I
the
want to
table
know what
is
happens
a
if we
pristine
do the
blade.
exact opposite of what we
Blade
did
is
the
your
first time.
implement. You'll need
Oh,
it
so you're
if you
doing
want to do
difference.
this right.
You ready to
The
try
door to the
hair
basement creaks
heat?
open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels
That's not
heavy
bad,
and
and that's
damp,
at a 3.
a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Mystic
Don't
Sora.
let it fool you.
Yes,
It's all
we are
part
now
of the
Mystic
manipulation.
Sora.
You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed. How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
No,
Wait,
no,
really?
my chat.
You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd
It's
be
my
stuck out
chat.
here forever.
Yeah. This is my chat
Come
now.
downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain
What?
around her wrist,
What?
leading her to the far wall of the basement.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
Yeah, I want the end. Narrator.
Do you trust the narrator?
No.
Really?
No.
Okay.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Fuck me,
Is someone else here?
narrator.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Yeah, I don't fucking trust you,
Make your way to
narrator.
the bottom of the stairs.
That's fair.
This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you...
Huh?
I'm borrowing your phone. Mine's charging.
Oh.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a
Yeah.
slight panic
Yeah, they did.
rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm down, tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from
Bullshit.
her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that. Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
I knew it!
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive. The blade. Move the blade. As your body
No,
remains frozen
you don't
in
control
stubborn
me.
resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
Fuck you, narrator!
Sorry.
It's fine,
She doesn't know how
it's
to use
fine!
a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
This is new for me. You actually got a new
You're on
way.
a path in the woods,
Hey!
and at the end of that path is a cabin.
This one.
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Yay, new path.
Look at Sora getting new paths.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess.
Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination
Christ.
attempts you've got in the works.
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
Yes, yes, I would.
What can
Oh
I
my
say?
God.
A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie.
We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in.
I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice.
I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be
Time is it?
stifled. They must be expressed.
Okay.
Sure,
Got another
yeah,
hour.
your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't
Huh?
pay their bickering any mind.
It's like a 3-hour
Focus
game.
on the task
Yeah.
ahead. The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant. Its stone walls
Why is there a
draped in
mirror?
fine threaded tapestries. A prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Bless you.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall.
I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago. And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
No blade.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight, but it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already. I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love!
You know
We're
what?
here to
We're gonna
rescue
free
you
her.
from your unjust
We're
and
gonna keep
foul
freeing her until
imprisonment.
something
You know
happens.
she can't hear you, right?
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Mindset.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
And she called us a hero.
Don't let it get to your head.
Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before.
That's right, villain, and you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
We damned a whole world. But everything reset.
Nothing resets, you're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually.
That's because she's perfect.
Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done.
What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles?
She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel.
No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behaviour and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
I feel like we're the actual monster here.
That's an interesting theory.
You died, and now we're talking. I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips.
Are you listening to her? That's a confession. At least you're being honest. I can't believe that the fate of the entire world has been left in the hands of a nihilist.
Really?
Yep.
The princess shifts in uncomfortable confusion.
Me too. I don't care.
She wasn't confused for long.
If she doesn't care, then clearly she didn't end the world. It would take a great desire for evil to do something so inconceivable, and our dearest has not an ounce of cruelty within her. All is well, and it's high time we rescued our beloved.
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, I'll...
You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her?
I would if you had a weapon.
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
You wouldn't.
I would.
I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to.
I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon.
Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
Let me guess. End the world?
Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection. And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do? That sounds perfect.
The princess takes your hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they
You
intertwine.
did not just do that.
We have each other.
New
We don't
path.
need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with.
You and the princess walk up the stairs, hand in hand.
God.
Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this.
And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks. That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together.
And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me? I told you our love was insurmountable.
I love this.
You and the
I told you,
princess
new
make your way
path.
upstairs
I'm doing the exact
and
opposite
blade.
of what
Right,
I
there's
did
still
the
a
first
chance for you
time.
to do the right thing. Take the blade from the table and slay her before it's too late. You're enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer.
It's your own fault.
You know, if her walking out that door is really going to end the world, can't we all just stay here? Seems like an easy win for everyone. That's not how this works. Yes, what he said. That's not how this works.
Piss off the narrator.
Obviously,
Huh?
we have
You're
to
gonna
leave
piss
with
off
her.
the narrator.
Yes, I
It's our
am.
happy ending. Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin. And then you step outside. Our happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go? Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
Jesus God.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess. She's gone. Where did she go?
I avenge.
Should we try and find her?
I
Is
avenge.
that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now? What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. Do it then. End us all before I die of a broken heart.
Hmm?
I didn't smell it.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again. This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose. Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me. I'm sorry. Words are difficult for me. They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions. The vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between. Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same. Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward. With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am. What I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you. Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread. Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets. My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory. The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me.
The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence. If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
What'd you think of that decision?
I was curious to see what happened.
There's nowhere for you to be but here. I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
You got me an achievement.
A gentle heart.
You're on a path
Bring the
in
damsel
woods,
to her.
and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Look at you.
And in the basement
Hey!
of that cabin
New
is a
path, new
princess.
path.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
So, before you continue again, what are you thinking so far?
I'm liking this. This is really making me think.
How do you think it's gonna end?
I don't know, but
You don't
I'm
have
curious.
any theories?
The only thing I can think of is that maybe we're the actual monster,
Okay.
or that we're two halves of the same coin.
Oh, okay.
Are you serious? No, you have to do it. Seriously? You're just going to...
Did you just tell him to shut up?
I guess we will.
Fine.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Can I take
A
the
warning
headset for a second?
before you
Yeah.
go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do
There is a
everything in her
small
power to stop you
possibility.
from slaying her.
It's 10:03 now.
Don't
There is a
believe a
small
word she
possibility
says.
that we
We're not gonna
will
go through
have
this, right?
to
She's a princess.
pause
We're supposed to save
around 11.
princesses, not slay them.
We'll go get dinner,
Ignore him. He doesn't know what
and
he's
then we'll
talking
come
about.
back and Sora will probably finish this. If that's alright with you. And then we'll go to Dead by Daylight. But around 11, guys, we'll be taking a brief
The interior
pause.
of the cabin is almost entirely bare.
If
The
you
air
think
is
that's an
stale
alright
and
plan.
musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust.
I'm going to hand
only furniture
Sora
of
back
note
to you
is a
guys
plain
because
wooden
Sora is
table.
doing commentary on
Perched
his own
that table
playthrough.
is a pristine
I just want to
blade.
say this
The
will be
blade
posted
is
to
your
YouTube.
implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Like and subscribe, and please check out the Discord, Twitter.
I think when we post it, maybe cut out the break, only make it like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Do some editing.
we'll do some editing, get the break out of there, and then we'll just get back to the playthrough. If that makes
You take
sense.
the blade from the table.
Yeah?
It'd be rather difficult to
Yeah.
slay the princess.
So
and save
we
the
will
world
definitely be
for that.
posting this on the YouTube, so please like and subscribe to YouTube. And please check out the Twitter, Discord, and Instagrams,
The door to the
everything
basement
like that.
creaks open, revealing
And
a
I'm gonna hand you
staircase
guys back over to
faintly
Sora.
illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place.
Hello, I'm back.
The air feels
people.
heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
How are you going to handle this time?
Who's there?
I don't know yet. We'll figure
She
it out
sounds
as we go.
dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something? How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
We'll be fine.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship. Do you? So, you're not going to share? How pointless. If you want to talk, I'll talk. But this isn't talking.
Oh, shit.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly
They're probably
so
playing.
dangerous?
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart. Hopefully sooner.
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give they're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Well, you do have that big, sharp knife. You could always cut me out of here.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam.
Babe, God.
They locked you down here
Huh?
too, didn't they?
Yeah, babe,
The knife.
Yeah.
Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's
We'll
arm,
save her
just
again.
above the massive, unyielding
Yeah.
chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound.
Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me. You bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Finally. Okay. There's no going back now. Though the blade left a deep gash in her shoulder, she barely so much as flinches, turning around to stare at you incredulously.
Are you serious? I don't know what came over you, but if we're doing this, I guess I'll have to kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that? I can beat you to death with one. But I don't have to tell you that. I'll go ahead and show you.
We're gonna be
As
weird.
the blade falls from your trembling hands, the princess rears back, readying a bone-shattering haymaker.
We're
You fall to your knees,
doing stuff I
barely
wouldn't
able to
normally
process the
do.
ringing in your ears before she hits you again.
Every blow is as punishing as the first. You feel bones shatter with every impact, unknown ruptures blossoming with blood somewhere inside of you. If we're lucky, the wound you manage to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she gets out.
Oh, too weak to even try fighting back. How disappointing.
She places a confident heel on your chest and pushes you down to the ground. Her knee falls to your throat, your windpipe crushed beneath a weight you didn't think her slight form could possibly possess. It can't just end like this, right? I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Interesting.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again. She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself. A warning before you go any further. She will lie.
Oop. I did not mean to do that. I accidentally skipped through all the dialogue. Oops.
If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here. The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small. You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll... You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin. We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement.
I need to grab the
Princess lives
charger.
here. Slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this
shit.
last time. We
Turned
need to
it
get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her.
Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there.
It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess. Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
The blade slips from your fingers and clatters uselessly.
Damn, babe.
We didn't
Like I
have
said,
to
we're
do
doing
that,
stuff I wouldn't do.
and yet you did. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
On her command, you fall to the floor, knees painfully connecting with hard stone.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs. I could feel its fundamental truth awaken me.
Did
The
that
collapse
text
of
yet?
the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help me seize it.
Well, that gives away the game, doesn't it? It certainly does. And beyond that, it more than lends credence to our conversation in the woods. I don't love the thought that in some other reality you failed to destroy her, but what's done is done. I can only hope it helped you learn a valuable lesson. You are the only one who can deal with her. And if you don't, well, she's let you know what will happen, hasn't she? And you shouldn't have trusted us with her destruction. She is inevitable. Can't you feel it?
She is
He's being
Thanos.
melodramatic,
Oh
but
my
he's not
God.
exactly wrong, is he? What are we supposed to do to stop her? Okay, first things first, you're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far, far away and commit yourself to what needs to be done. The stakes of the situation should be perfectly clear to everyone now. If you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off. You can't win a battle that you've already lost in your mind.
Oh, your brother is out of work, so they should be home soon.
Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent? All you need to do now is break my chains.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say. No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong. Trying to conceal you from me. Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you?
A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about? I'm just...
I don't care what you are. You're mine. Rise,
Oh shit.
little bird.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do that? All we have is a blade. All you need to do is believe it's been done. You poor, wretched little thing. You already do believe. You've always believed. All you have to do is open the last door to your heart. It's easy. And once you let her in, you'll be safe and free forever. Please, don't do this. There's nothing to be sorry about. This is how it was always going to be. And it is good. Alright, I'm done with this. I'm just gonna go sit in the corner. Let me know if we get our agency back. Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
What a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave. Nothing. And then everything.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now? But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. I don't want to look at us. Okay. If you say so, we'll trust you. A mercy.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again.
You okay?
All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same. And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it. As easily as you can stand to be you, you are like me. Even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit, even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul. It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me? It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special. This one is Dominance, a figure capable of bending everything to her will. She will make for an overwhelming heart. Do not mourn her, for she would not be able to mourn you. My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Oh. There we go.
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
Oh.
We will know when we near our destination.
Okay.
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you. I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Alright, friends, so we are going to take a break.
You're on a
I'm
path
going to put
in the
a
woods,
pin up.
and at the end of that path
We are
is a
going
cabin.
to go
And in
get
the basement
dinner.
of that
Sora's
cabin
going to take care of
is a
dogs.
princess.
When we come back,
You're
Sora,
here to
you
slay
up to
her.
finishing it?
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I will say if we die, we'll come back up when we get back. And if that is the case, this will be posted in 2 parts on YouTube. Let's hope that it stays up while we're gone. But I'm going to put a fort up. I'm also going to put our schedule up for a few seconds. Usually Sundays we have off, but again, we're here. Here we are. We will see you guys when we get back. Hopefully it won't be more like, what, half an hour? Hour?
Half hour to walk the pups and then probably a half hour to get food.
Yeah, so we'll be back in about an hour, friends.
Or actually, if we're gonna be gone an hour, we probably should end and do a part 2.
We could do it that way too.
Up to you.
Well, either way, we'll have to do some editing anyway.
Yeah.
So I think we can try to keep it up,
Okay.
and then we can edit out.
I just
What?
an hour's a long time of nothing.
Oh, I guess this is true.
But it's up to you. It's your channel.
We can try to see what happens with it. We're gonna try and keep it up. Or I can try it, or we can end it. Either way. Right. I would definitely get down and you start helping with the dogs. I'll get ready to come down. Alrighty. But I hope you all are having fun watching Sora play this. I think Sora's having fun having his brain rattled. What? We are going to do this. I hope that was empty.